Then I'll pull up our Facebook so I can just double check it and mind the chat there, and then we will get off to it.
Do you want me to hit the record too as well at this
Yeah,
point?
yeah, might as well. Might
And
as well.
recording to the cloud, right? We got space.
Correct. I believe I've cleared space recently.
Okay, got it. Oh,
What happened?
let's have a boomer at the wheel right now.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing good. We're
Clicking
off live
buttons and I'm
stream.
extremely nervous.
No, don't stop believing in yourself. You'll be fine.
Well, nothing's smoking, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Good, good. All right. Yes, I'm confirmed we are live on Facebook. And so if we're live on Facebook, we're probably live on all the other ones that we are good for right now. Would you like me to roll the intro call?
Sure. Yep.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Give me one moment and I'll do that. 'Cause- All right. Welcome, everybody, to the BeatCancer.Org Ask a Holistic Cancer Coach weekly call. The date is September 25th already. Wow, the year is flying by. As a reminder, nothing that is said on these calls is intended to be taken as explicit medical advice. We are not here to diagnose nor prescribe treatment for any particular health matter. That said, all comments, questions, or scenarios are welcome in the chat and posed as topics of discussion. We can lightly touch upon individual circumstances, but for a more thorough and extensive conversation on any particular individual's circumstance, please do follow up with ourselves at Beat Cancer to speak with our in-house counselor or have a chat with any of our wonderful holistic cancer coaches that are on the call or any of the wonderful ones that aren't able to make it to tonight's call as well. They'll do a more thorough intake questionnaire, fully assess what is going on with the person in question from the start to finish of their life because we take a true holistic approach. And then we'll be able to offer information that's more curated that way. Some other housekeeping, please do keep your microphones on mute when you're not actively speaking. This allows the audio quality to remain cleaner and avoids, un desired outbursts or noises to disrupt the audio and make sure everyone can hear. As a reminder, we are here live on this Zoom call, and you can join us if you're watching elsewhere by going to BeatCancer.org and clicking on the weekly call button right at the top of the screen. And if you are watching on social media, because we're live currently on Facebook, X.com, Rumble.com. We're currently banned on YouTube, but that's another story. So I think those are the only places we're live. If you're watching in one of those places and you'd like to pitch a comment or question there, you can do so right in the comment section, and we will be minding those chats as well. For our attendees on the call, you can pose your question or comment in the chat and we will get to it as soon as possible. You are also welcome to use the raise hand feature of Zoom. If you look at my window, you'll see a hand going up in the corner, and we'll know that you have something to say and get to you to the best of our abilities as soon as possible in chronological order of inquiries that we see. If you're on camera, you can also physically put your hand up, and we will get to you and see that you have something you'd like to add. Um, Please do keep the conversation respectful always, of course. Understand ideological differences. There is no one pathway to health or healing, just like there's no one pathway that results in cancer or other ailments sometimes. I believe that's it for housekeeping. Carl, over to you for any other opening thoughts while I check out the live streams.
And if you don't know who we are, we're BeatCancer.org, the Center for Advancement in Cancer Education. We're a nonprofit organization. We've been helping people with holistic ways of dealing with cancer since 1977. So we're about 48 years old right now. And for those that need help, please feel free to find us on the web at beatcancer.org. And if you are looking for client services, just go to the counseling area. There's lots of ways to get there and fill out an intake form, and we'll get back to you. And by the way, we've trained over 500 people to become holistic cancer coaches all over the world, some of which are here tonight with us, at least two or maybe three. I'm not sure. And they're here to answer questions. And maybe with that, we can start off with people that are here. Maybe if Sophia would be so bold to unmute herself and let us know a little bit about you and what brought you to the call.
Yeah, absolutely. Participation is encouraged. We are here to serve our community. Not mandatory, of course. So if someone's not in a position to or would not like to share or comment, that is totally okay too. And you are welcome to listen in. Um, but we'd also love to know what brings you out to the call, what's on your mind, and what we could potentially serve you with. So I will hold the floor open for Sophia and prompt her to unmute if she is in a position to do so and would like to. We'll hold the mic, hold the floor open for a few moments, and then we'll move along to someone else if we don't see anything.
We'll say going once, going twice.
All right, I think we're good. All right. Well, let's
Feel free,
let's
Sophia, feel free to throw a comment or question in the chat if you feel like it. We understand some people are shy and don't like to get on the camera or on the microphone.
That's totally okay. I do believe Evelyn is an old friend. I remember hearing from her quite a few times. So, if she's in a position to unmute, I'd love to hear from Evelyn and see how she's doing with everything that we've discussed previously. Oh, we have.
Good evening, guys. How are you all doing? And I am so blessed to be here and to have Beat Cancer and Annie Appleseed to be helping me along the way, along with all the input from the cancer coaches, Harmon, and all the other guests that have come on. I started out with colon cancer. It metastasized to the lung. I'm still having problems with my voice from the cancer treatment. That's one long term problem I'm still dealing with. But otherwise, I have been trying to eat to beat this cancer, and hopefully, I will do a scan next month and praying for everything to be the best. And so, thank you, Zach and Carl, for all you do for Beat Cancer. I really do appreciate you guys.
Well,
Awesome, awesome. Well, we
our prayers
appreciate.
are with you. Our prayers are with you for sure. And Zach, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. We were saying the same thing. We're glad to hear from you, Evelyn. We're always praying for all of our community as well. So,
Thank you.
very, very glad to have you here. Is there any topics you'd like to have a little chit chat about? We have a quiet night as far as participants go, so we'd really love to serve in any way that we can and seeing what's on your mind.
Well, one of the big problems I have is that my oncologist was giving me these scans every 30 to 45 days. And I'm sure you all have discussed it at one time or another. And I wanted to see, um, how often have some of the uh, coaches have had scan after they finished their treatments or been in remission, things like that. I'm trying to hold off for 6 months this time since they were doing them like every 30, 45 days for a while. And I decided to just hold off on doing the next one for at least 3 months, or I think I'm going into my 6 month now.
Mm. Wow. All right. Yeah, that's a very, very interesting topic for a lot of people. It is something that comes up sometimes, but I think that's something that we'll roll with right now. So thank you very much, Evelyn. So for our coaches on the call, I'll summarize again, what's the role of scans post cancer occurrence or even throughout. We can talk about a lot of different things with that topic. We could talk about the different kinds of scans. We could talk about what is potentially a safe or maybe unnecessary frequency of scans, and quantity of scans in a particular time frame. And really anything that comes to mind. I'm sure Evelyn is wondering on the topic. So we'll open the floor for our coaches or any of our guests, of course, that would like to weigh in on the topic of scans, because of course it is something that is largely relevant to individuals facing cancer, especially attending conventional treatment centers. They're very, very eager to scan and scan and scan, but perhaps there's something to think twice about, or consider. So floor is open for the coaches, and take it away, please.
It may be helpful, Evelyn, too, to know the specific scan.
Yeah, like the specific type.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been doing a CAT scan,
Okay.
and he wants me to schedule a PET scan.
Okay. Yeah, they're completely different. They're completely different animals for sure.
Right.
Yep. We'll allow the coaches to weigh in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone would like to weigh in?
Right. No need to be polite here. Go ahead and speak up, Maya. You're just smiling away.
We got
No,
Maya.
I was just thinking if Catherine want to take it over.
Well, you'll both get a chance. We got plenty of time on this call.
Okay. Um, the scans are it's so hard to say something about them. It looks like you need them, but at the same time, like, do you really need them? You know, there are of course radiation involved in CT scans. If you can have an option of getting MRI, but I think for the lungs, the CAT scan is a better reader. Um, it's any radiation does affect the cancer. It would promote cancer growth. We know that there's no, it's not a secret. And how often do you have to have it? It's all, of course, it's all depends on your doctor. It's not, it depends on your stage of your condition, your disease. To see, like if you wanted to avoid scans, probably like the next step would be to do uh blood test and check your tumor markers and see if they're going up or down. That's how you would know if your tumors are stable, or if it's growing, if it's progressing. Um it's very hard to say like how often do you need them. As I said, like it all depends on the condition you're in. Um uh, the You can detox from CAT scan, by drinking a lot of water, taking like melatonin, for example, in a high dose before and after scan, because the melatonin apparently is a great detoxifier for CAT scan. So you can do something like that. It helps the body to break down those radiation particles, like reactive oxidative species that is the body create during the scan. Um, it's all about it's all about, you know, what you need and how do you approach it, I would say, on that level. Before, when I had cancer, I was getting them, I think, every 4 months. And then every 6 months. And since 2019, I just stopped getting them because the level of radiation, to me, it's more triggering to get cancer back than not having them. For example, that's me. So I don't know. I hope I answered your question, unless Catherine want to add anything to that. Um,
Way to go, Maya. I absolutely agree with you. And that does, Evelyn, sound like a fairly large amount of exposure to radiation, which is not necessarily healthy either. But and I agree, though, the water's great, and the melatonin perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Something you might want to do is whatever you can do to help boost your immune system and get some of that energy back, because that's what some of that radiation takes from you as well. So whatever you can do that way holistically, and you can meditation, things to help de-stress might help you as well, and just trying to get your stomach back in and stabilized as well, because I think a lot of this sounds to me like may have been very stressful for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think number one, de-stress. Really look at your diet and your microbiome, and really be on top of keeping your abdomen in a good sound shape. Remember, we've got about 800 of your lymph nodes throughout your body, and 75% of them are actually in your gut, and which is why you really need to be looking at maintaining a good, healthy diet. Make sure you're hydrating well. Hydration is really critical when you're being exposed to radiation. So I really just monitor your diet, monitor your energy, monitor your stress levels, and do your best. Look at Reiki, meditation, things that will help you in stabilizing your immune system across the board.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Awesome.
think there was I have two comments or question, and one comment, one question.
Of course.
The one was, she mentioned PET scans as well as the CAT scan. And secondly, for detox of radiation, is iodine good for that? So maybe we
Yeah.
can look on those two things.
Yeah, iodine is another one in addition to melatonin. Melatonin, of course, is number one because it's antioxidant and it breaks reactive oxidative species. So you need to work with someone who can give you very high doses of melatonin. I'm talking about hundreds milligrams, not like 50, 60, or 70. Talking about 300, 500 milligrams of melatonin. So, but you need to work with someone on that part. And where do you live, Evelyn? I was wondering where she lives, like if she in a warm climate or cold climate,
Right.
which
You don't have to be specific, like your city,
yeah,
house number.
right. Because that's also matters a lot where people live. The exposure to EMF, that's another form of radiation. Adding CT scan or PET scan to that, it's gonna be like when we talk about detox, we don't mean like detox, like food detox. Using food as a detox process. Detox, it's everything. It's like you've got to eliminate EMF exposure in your surroundings, like everywhere. Like putting your cell phone away, closing your computer, and that's another one. Iodine, yes, iodine would helps break down radiation. And again, you have to know what type of iodine you have to consume, and the dosage would depend on your personal body.
She
A bit
lives near you.
near me.
Yep.
Well, if she lives near me, what I would do, I would probably to the sunlight, and just sit like 5-6 hours a day under the sun, because the sun is something that breaks down those toxins and radiation. So that would be the best detox that I would do. Just a very simple one. And then of course, like drinking water with electrolytes, iodine, melatonin, and sleep. Sleep is another one. During the sleep, our body breaks down the toxins on its own, because that's the way our body built. During the sleep time, the body balances itself. It breaks down a lot of things. It balances the hormones. So making sure that no matter what you do, you have to get a good night's sleep, to help your body to deal with those things. And a few, of course, CAT scans or PET scans, that would be the best option. But again,
Works for
everyone,
both then, you were saying both.
huh?
This detox works for both PET scans and CAT scans.
Yeah, PET scan and CAT scan, they both.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. They both are, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah, 10, 15 minutes is not enough. When people tells you that they have to give you a legit, like, you know, the they have to make you understand why 10, 15 minutes is enough. It's definitely not enough. You being in the sun, especially early in the morning and during the day. First of all, you're getting a vitamin D levels, increasing the vitamin D levels. The vitamin D is another detoxifier. So there's so many ways of our body processes and detoxifies itself. You just have to understand that, how to do it. Just because someone told you 10, 15 minutes, that doesn't mean you have to listen to that. You have to do your homework and learn about it. The 10, 15 minutes, there is a reason sun is out there for 10, 12 hours a day. Not for us to be out there for 10, 15 minutes. And our ancestors lived outdoors. So they didn't live outdoors for 10, 15 minutes. So, and we carry their genes. So just by thinking logically, 10, 15 minutes is not enough.
And
Yeah.
also something else you can do is infrared sauna.
Here, so it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Infra-
or if you have access to an infrared sauna, that would be most beneficial.
yeah. And the free infrared sauna is a morning sunlight. So
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that's a free infrared sauna. If you financially cannot afford infrared saunas. So stepping
Um,
outside for a couple of hours. Yep. That would be yeah, oncologist. I wish they would have known more about sunlight, our oncologists. Then it would be much easier for patients, you know. Yeah, definitely more than 10, 15 minutes.
Thank you. Thank
awesome.
you. Wonderful.
Thank you, coaches, for weighing in on that. I know we covered a couple different topics on that one question there, but I'd love to hear from our friend Harmonious,
Harmonious
on the
way.
topic of scans, because I'm sure he's done a lot of researching and then et cetera, and has heard, different thoughts and opinions and perspectives and data. So if you'd like to share, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the topic of all of the scans and such that a cancer patient can consider or is encouraged to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Um, I have to speak in general because I don't cover that topic. I cover so many things at such a high level, but I can talk very generally about overscanitis, what I call the ridiculous, in my opinion, push for scans, even when the initial 3 to 5, I think they try to do 3 months, then sometimes 4 months, then skip. They look for the trend and they extend it. A lot of times that is not done, in my opinion, and this is just my non-professional, non-doctor, highly observant opinion, is that it's done too frequently. It should be done in the beginning in shorter durations, and then it should be opened up, because especially those CT scans, I used to be able to quote what the actual radiation exposure on a CT, on a full, I think she said full body CT, it's very significant. So resolution may be improved, but those doctors who are doing repeated CTs, they need to really try to extend those out, and get into the pit. PET scan, if my memory is correct, positron emission tomography. That's where they're using the sugar uptake, I believe, if of the cancer cell versus the normal cell, and they're looking for hot spots. Much safer in relation to CT. So really, that's all I can add, is that it's a worrisome trend, among the list of worrisome trends that oncologists just lock into certain things for I hate to say this, but seemingly to generate billing in some cases. Um, um, it's necessary, but I think that, and what's being done also with liquid biopsy is very impressive to me. I wish I could keep up even as fast as the information is coming out, where of course it's not a scan, but they're able to be, they're it's becoming easier to detect more and more about cancer activity in the body via blood draw. And I'd love to see that more utilized. Back to you guys.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very
I
much for
agree.
the weigh-in. I really like the overscan itis that you used. For anyone that's not familiar, itis refers to inflammation.
I know I was gonna
Yeah.
thanks for understanding that itis is inflammation. Yes, thank
Oh,
you.
absolutely. And of course, all these scans could, irritate the body, leading to inflammation, or you could look at it more metaphorically.
And
Yeah.
don't get me started on inflammation and cancer because you
Yeah.
will not shut me up. So yeah, thank you.
Well, we do have another half hour in the call, so perhaps we'll circle back. Um,
So,
so
yeah, just a quick aside. If you're the the topic of detoxing and trying to stay away from things, if you travel often, I travel from time to time through the airport. The airport scanner is one of the worst shots of radiation. It's the worst kind of radiation that you can get. Um, and the best way to avoid that is if you have to travel is get the TSA uh, pass, and you don't have to go through the radiation scanner. You can just go right through the metal detector and zip on through and cut the lines.
or get rich and fly private, and could skip it
Yeah,
also.
that too.
Let's not rule that out.
Easier to get a
Wonderful.
TSA card, much cheaper.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right. So I haven't seen any additional comments or questions come in yet. So we'll ask Evelyn if
Uh,
she is
yeah,
what's up?
yep, go ahead.
Yep.
Yep.
I was gonna ask Evelyn if she was had any follow-up based on that topic, or if she was happy with all of the information. I'm sure she's happy either way. But
Absolutely.
if she had any follow-up, otherwise we'll head to some of our other friends that I see are filing in to
Yeah,
see
I
if
want to welcome somebody that just came on.
yeah, welcome. They're still connecting to audio, Amy, that is. But I see Melanie has joined us. That looks like a new name. I
Yeah,
think Deborah Johnson joined in a few
Deborah
moments
Johnson. I want to
ago.
welcome her. We
Yeah,
just
welcome.
we just had a great chat, Deborah and I, and I don't know if you remember Zach, but we met Deborah at in Texas at the Beljanski event, and yeah, so maybe Deborah, if you feel like talking, you can tell us a little bit about your experience with Beat Cancer and anything you'd like to say.
Yes, hi, Zach and Carl. So nice to join the call today. And I have been affiliated with Beat Cancer probably, I would say, for the last 4 years. And I had very, very good discussions and a relationship with Randy, who was how I first found out, or who was the first person that introduced me to BeatCancer.com, .org, I'm sorry. And I have enjoyed all the information that I get from the calls that I listen into on Thursdays. It's very, very informative. And if I took notes every Thursday, I could have a book. But everything that you guys offer, and all the coaches and everyone that contributes to the call on Thursday, thank you so much for all your information. It has really helped my journey a lot. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015, and then it went to stage 4 in 2020. But because of organizations like Be Cancer and Annie Appleseed, Chris Work, I mean, you name it, I've been following a lot of these organizations, and I just thank God for all you guys because it saves lives. And I appreciate all you do. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Great share, Deborah. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
For the
thank you
kind
so much.
words. And we're super happy that Randy has been able to, make a positive impact on your life. For context, for anyone that isn't familiar, Dr. Randy is our in-house naturopathic doctor, whom is available for counseling for anyone all over the world, if they'd like to speak with her. She has decades of experience in the field, and decades of experience working directly for us as well. So she has seen a thing or two in her day, and she is really good at what she does in helping people get out of their scenarios of cancer. So we do encourage people to reach out, for that support. And of course, that is all donation driven. We don't require any payment or donation specifically from the patients themselves. And that counseling and that time and our doctor services is funded by our wonderful donors. So just tossing that out there as well.
Yeah,
So with that,
congratulations.
Deborah, is there any questions? Or I'm sorry, Carl, I'll get to you in a
Yeah, I was
second.
going to say congratulations to Deborah. She was stage 4 and 4 years ago, and here she is on the phone with us today.
Huge.
Yes, yes, I
Absolutely
am
huge.
thriving. That's the way I look at it. Every day I'm thriving.
And Deborah, if I may ask, did your doctors give you a prognosis at that time? Did they say, did they try to put an expiration date on you that you have defied?
Um, you mean as far as how long I would live through the cancer for expiration?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. They, you hear this number 5 that within 5 years. I don't recall them exactly saying that, but I have heard my doctor say it's useless for you to do this or for you to do that as far as natural remedies. So it's almost the same thing. They're telling me that I don't have a long future, which I just totally ignore.
Well
Good for
done.
you.
Well done.
Yes,
Absolutely well
but
done.
no, I don't have any questions. It's just, like I said, a wealth of information just listening in this time. Thank you for asking, though.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. You're always a treat. Great to see you in Texas as well. Perhaps we'll see you at another conference soon. So with that, Carl, why don't we see what's up with some of our other friends?
Yeah, sounds great. I'll let you
Awesome.
take this time.
All right. I believe Melanie came in first chronologically, so we'll hold the floor open for Melanie for a moment, if she would like to and is able to grab the mic and let her know, let us know what is on top of her mind right now, what brings her out, and what we could possibly do to serve her, whether that's a particular question, a particular general topic she's curious about, or anything else. So we'll hold the floor open for Melanie for a few and see if there's anything she would like to share. Again, not mandatory, but we are here to serve, so please let us know. Give a few moments to find the unmute button. I see she's found it.
Nice.
Hi, I'm just
Hey.
here to listen. I'm new to this, and so I'm just here to listen to hear what everybody has to say. My sister was just diagnosed with breast cancer stage 1 as of yesterday, and so I'm just here to learn about this, to share information with her, and that's all.
Melanie, did we talk on the phone?
No, we did not.
Oh, okay. All right. I talked
I
to some.
am friends with Melissa Silgan in Jennings, Louisiana,
Hmm.
and so she's the one that brought this site to attention to a lot of us, and so I just happened to catch it and just hopped on to listen while I had a chance to listen.
Wonderful. Maybe the coaches can chime in on best practices to at this stage of the game for your sister.
Okay.
And
Thank
I muted myself for that reason. I'm Catherine, and I am a breast cancer survivor. But I think what's important, the nice thing is that they detected it at stage 1.
Correct.
Yes. And so there are a lot of really nice options that are available for her. Yes, there's lumpectomies and there's cryosurgery, which is something you might want to look at, that they never ever seem to, they're not doing it here, but they're doing it extensively in Europe, and where they actually freeze the lump or whatever the area is, and then they just do lumpectomies from that point, and they have a 98% that the cancer does not come back. And also, a lot of the times because of that, because they can do margin control well, they don't have to do chemo and radiation, especially when she's stage 1. So these are things that she might want to look into, not just saying, okay, mastectomy or big major things, radiation and chemotherapy and all this stuff right off the bat. Take the time, she's got time to really do some research on what can be done holistically, what can be done, and what other options are out there. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Now, like I'm a little bit, I was a little bit further along. So I had a radical mastectomy also because my family history dictated that it was the best thing to do, because my mother died of cancer, all her sisters died of cancer, and all their daughters have died of cancer or ovarian cancer, which is the BRCA gene. But what needs to be looking at is she may want to make sure there are studies done if when she has that removed, find out what kind of cancer she has, because that way all the other sisters can be monitored and, for that as well. So this is a familial thing, so make sure she starts documenting her journey, not only what she's experiencing medically, but how she's feeling, how she's managing things that she's looking at. And there are a lot of things as a cancer coach. I have come as a nurse in a medical environment. I find, we're so much on conventional medicine that we forget about that body, mind, spirit, and that holistic side of, mindset and being in control and not letting them control it. You take the time to do the research. Google is not your best friend and is not her best friend, and to actually find yourself a coach, someone who really knows a lot about cancer that can really help guide her. Yes, the hospital will do it, but I really think looking at all sides, because once you're done your treatment, there's nothing else there. So it's nice to be able to have a cancer coach or someone who can then work you through making healthy changes and habits in your life to prevent recurrence. Okay? That's really important. It's making decisions to do the best to prevent recurrence. Okay, you have cancer. What are you going to do about it? And what are you going to do to prevent it ever coming back? And those changes and the mindset you have to making change will make a difference in her life and for your family too, because they're going to want to get involved and support and be healthy yourselves.
Yes. Thank you so
Maya,
much.
would you like
Wonderful,
to comment?
wonderful, Catherine. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but most breast cancers are generally a slower growing cancer.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but from what I heard, that most of them take about 7 years to manifest to the point where you can even detect it.
That's right.
So I would say that in most cases you have some time to do research and seek second opinions and things like that. So you don't have to feel so rushed. I know that when you hear that cancer diagnosis, they want to rush you right into certain types of treatments that might be uncomfortable for you to want to do. So with that, I will lay it over to Maya and hear her thoughts.
I agree with Catherine what she said. And Carol, of course, the very, very important, I think, break point here is not to rush into anything until you do your homework, until you do, because understanding like chemo and radiation is not a depletion that she got cancer. There's some other causes of the cancer, and understanding like having a breast cancer, it's I mean, like most of the time, except triple negative breast cancer, they're related to hormone. Even triple negative breast cancer does relate it to hormonal imbalances. But and the chemotherapy definitely does not replace those hormone imbalances or depletion, whatever the hormones she's off on. And understanding the body is like how body functions when it comes to hormones. So jumping into the conclusion into like surgery or chemo radiation, that's what the like Catherine said, and Carol, I would hold it off and do your legit homework. There's a lot of information out there. The very good place to look for information is, like, for example, a platform that called Substack. We have our coaches are phenomenal, because all of us went through cancer. I went through breast cancer myself, twice actually. And so we learned because of our own personal experiences. And we did manage like coming out of cancer holistically. That means without involvement any chemo or radiation. That was for me, for example. So if I did it, so I don't see a reason why other people won't be able to do it. It's just a manner of learning, educating yourself. So and I think that's where I would point that out big time, because a lot of people, they get frightened by their doctors, and out of fear they jump into the conclusion and decisions that affect their life down the road. So the dropping the fear. Does she still have time? Stage one, she has a lot of time, because by the time she got to stage one, like it takes 7-8 years. So she does have time. She does have, for sure, 3 to 4 months to do her research. And within 3 to 4 months, she's going to learn a lot on the things that she never knew in her life that exists. So that would be my recommendations, I would say.
Wonderful. Thank you, Maya.
Yeah.
Any other
Just
coaches want to weigh in on this?
just one more thing, to augment what Maya has said. Remember that knowledge is power, and educate to advocate for your care, and you're going to feel more in control as you learn. So take the time now to learn.
Absolutely, Catherine. And I'll tell you, just from personal experience, and this isn't with cancer, but anytime I go for checkups in the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years, and they prescribe something to me, I say no. I just don't know. I'm not going to do it.
You should have been dead by now, Carl.
I know.
Not doing
I
those,
should
right?
have been dead several times for sure.
Yeah, same as me here, right?
Yeah.
I was given 15% survival chance, past 5 years. So it's been 10 years now. I'm still here. So,
You look
that
pretty good
says,
for a dead person.
yeah, I'm walking dead person. All right.
Yeah. Melanie, how do you feel? Do you feel complete with that?
Yes, very good information. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for chiming in and participating. And
You're
please,
welcome. Okay.
with that, I'm going to move and see if we got one more person that wants to chime in and has something to ask or say. But I'm going to pick Wayne House because I don't recognize that name. So Wayne, if you're willing and able to open up your mic and let us know why you're here and how we can help you, we'd love to serve. And it's not a requirement, like we said. You don't have to participate, but it's always nice when we hear from somebody new. Okay, going once, going twice on Wayne. Oh, here we go. Hooray. Wayne, I see you unmuted, but I can't hear you. It looks like we're having some technical
Yeah, I'm just checking in and trying to
Oh, there we
learn a
go.
few more
We got you.
things.
We got you. Yes, Wayne. Oh, we had him, we lost him.
Yeah, I just now got on because I had something going on, and
It seems like maybe your connection is weak.
well,
Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
I live in a big building that furnishes the Wi-Fi, and it's not very good for sure today.
You're doing good now. So how can we help you, Wayne?
I don't know enough to ask a good question yet, so I just
Okay,
have to.
not a problem, but thank you for being here. What brings you to the call?
I just have a thing about learning, and I try to learn, but I just now got on the call, so.
Okay, well, welcome, and you're welcome to ask any questions anytime along the way. If you want to, while somebody else is talking, just throw it in the chat if you might, and we'll
Okay.
get that question answered.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, Sophia, if you're not feeling so shy now, maybe you can come on. If not, anybody else, feel free to open up your mic, anybody, and ask a question. Let us know why you're here. And if not, okay, here comes Kyron.
Okay, so I'm working on getting my certification, but I have a question.
Yes,
I know we stress using alkaline water. What about water that they have these new things now that you put the water in and it gets hydrogen into it?
good
Are you
question.
are you familiar with that?
Absolutely, we are. We
And what do you think of it?
okay. We'll let the coaches chime in. I see Maya nodding.
Yeah. It's something I'm diving deep into right now to understand. The hydrogen water is basically deuterium water. And our body basically makes its own deuterium water. Uh, so it's not about drinking the water. It's the way your body, how to say this to be correct. You can drink hydrogen water. Hydrogen water. So whew, it's
Yeah.
such a big topic. It's such a long topic in terms of it's in-depth topic. So if you drink a hydrogen water and you continue with a lifestyle that your body keeps making deuterium depleted water, which is like a bounce of two hydrogens molecules, that makes the water inside the cell, inside the cell mitochondria, and is inside the cell. No, not inside the mitochondria, inside the cell heavy. So it's hard for mitochondria to make an energy. So just switching and drinking hydrogen water, it's not gonna complete the purpose of the process. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not gonna give your body that level of deuterium water so you can have and say like, okay, I'm drinking this hydrogen water and I should be good. No, there's many ways understanding the way the body makes its own, like balance its own deuterium and what is it coming from and how it's happening. There's a lot of energy involved, and there's actually exposure to the sunlight because suns give that energy through the skin for the body to make the deuterium water. So understand that entire process, and of course knowing like a dietary intake that helps your body, because the diet is in our body that converts into the energy. That's basically helps with that hydrogen water in the body. There's it's such a big picture to dive into. So, and of course the companies are going to try to sell you, but I just want to say it's not only drinking deuterium water. Alkaline water, no, I do not recommend alkaline water at all. It's actually does harm the body. It's actually it does not change the pH balance, but it does affect the microbiome. So I would not even go down that route. But hydrogen water, yes, but educate yourself before you do it. That's
Yeah,
what I,
yep, and that's something that Maya and a few other coaches are working on updating
yes,
portions of our coaching program, and that's one of the things that'll be addressed for sure.
yes, down the road, that's going to be added to the program.
Yeah, and
Thank
alkaline will
you.
be taken out. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, but I think it just also indicates how much we have to go into something to research it, like you were talking about. You can't just say, oh, yeah, I'm going to use this. Someone told me about it, or I read about it. You really have to research all of these things and find the pros and cons and what works for you and what doesn't. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
you have to also understand human biology, the way the cell works, and then not just the biology, but the quantum biology. That's another, like, biophysics. You have to understand that entire process. I'm not saying that I am a pro in that, but I'm, you know, but I graduated nursing school, so I kind of like understand the biology. So the quantum biology is another field that I went into to see how our body does affect. And that's why when I was talking to Evelyn, it's so important to be in that under the sun, because the sun is going to help your body to make that deuterium water. And that deuterium water is going to kill the cancer cells. So that's the water we need in our cell to kill the cancer cells. And so but that's such a deep hole to dive in. So therefore, a lot of companies, they just sell the machines without explaining to people what else they have to do.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you, Maya.
sure.
Karen, also get in touch with Zach, and
Okay.
if you're not in our coaches only Telegram chat, that's a great
Uh-huh.
place. You have a couple of coaches here, but you have 50 plus coaches there to
Okay.
ask a question.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Karen, if you check the Zoom chat, if you're able to do that, I'll
Mm-hmm.
private message you on there with the direct link, and then you'll be able to get
Okay.
in that way.
Thank
So
you so much. Really
let me
appreciate it.
let me just dig up that link, and I'll send it to you in a private message here on
Okay.
Zoom
Thank you.
shortly.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Zach. And Amy, would you like to chime in on this? You're on mute. There you go.
Okay, yeah, I have a hydrogen water machine I got from George Wiseman at Eagle Research many years ago. And what's important with the hydrogen water is you want to make sure it's bubbling properly at the right pressure. And George is an expert, like, researcher. He's an awesome guy. He's not a pressure salesman, but what I really liked is that he suggested you soak in it. So his machine, you can actually soak in the bath water, which is amazing. You could breathe it, which is very powerful, and then you could drink it. So there's ways to benefit from it. And he has the right amount of pressure. There's a certain amount of pressure or something you have to do with hydrogen to make it effective. His machines are not cheap, but they're good quality, and I believe they're lifetime warranty. But you really have to be careful with hydrogen because there's a lot of stuff out there people try to sell you. I love the machine. Actually have to get mine repaired. I have a little kink in it, but it's a great device to have. Do I feel it's the all in all for cancer healing? You need to use it every day. It's better to own a machine because then you have access to breathing it, drinking it, and soaking in it. But it's just like you have to exercise every day. You're going to have to get the benefit, and who knows how long that could be. But it does help with free radical damage and that kind of stuff. But there's things like hyperbaric oxygen, which is amazing to go have those treatments done. Those machines, you'll spend $18,000 to $20,000 for a good hyperbaric chamber to own in your own house, but those are powerful. And I would just think, and I'm not an expert on how to heal cancer, we can't even go there, but that would even be more powerful probably than a hydrogen water machine. But yeah, hydrogen water is great, but to me, it's not a quick fix, but it's worth it to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, it's just part of an equation, right? So
yeah.
there's lots of different parts, and that's why we talk about a holistic view where it's not just what you eat or a specialty like hydrogen water, but it's how you sleep, how you deal with stress. It's all these things in conjunction with each other.
And I do want to say, and I'm not promoting George Wiseman, but I highly recommend that you can talk with him. He has a website, he has all kinds of stuff. He's been doing this stuff for decades and decades. So he's not your salesman, but he's totally um, heartfelt, caring human being. And I believe he lost his wife, and had he known about the hydrogen water machine or something, I think it might have benefited her situation. And it was kind of like, oh, I could have had a V8. And he was so upset about it that he has just delved into promoting these type of things. I forget how the story goes, but it's a real sweetheart. And George is just a great guy if you ever want to talk to someone about hydrogen water. So there you go.
Yeah. But Amy, just drop that in the chat. I think that's
Okay.
very interesting to know that the guy's been doing this for 10 years because hydrogen water seems to be like the new fad on the block. So
I think he's even been doing it for longer than that. I mean, I
yeah,
probably got that machine 10 years ago, and he was doing hydrogen water machines way before that. And he has other devices, like he has the Brown's gas. He has all kinds of research on his website. But the guy's pure integrity. I mean, you just know it. I can't explain it, but he's a real sweetheart. So yeah, I'll put his information in there.
thank you again. And Maya,
Yeah, I want to add couple of things. When you use hydrogen machine, you have to know, like Amy said, what you're using, because the consumption of the hydrogen water has to be, I believe so, between 125 to 135 particles per mole, if I'm not mistaken. So if you do more, it's not good if you do less. I mean, you can do less, but doesn't mean your cell is gonna go to that less, deuterium water. And I mean, like hydrogen water been around. Uh, I mean, science, quantum biology, they've been talking about deuterium water since I believe like 30s, 40s, 50s, 1930s, 40s, 50s. But of course, no one pays attention to that type of uh, science in our days because it's not going to make money for the medical system. But as I said, deuterium depleted water, your body knows how to do that. Your body knows how to manage that. So you cannot just like, I mean, like you can drink the water, but you're not gonna go to the level that you need to go unless you do entire package, of course. And believe it or not, if I would tell you that the fat is something that your body makes deuterium water from, you know. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to go fat free. I'm not going to consume fat. But I just want to let you know the way our body processes and makes water, it uses fat. So that's another way of looking at what kind of diet you should be on. What would your cell is going to make deuterium depleted water? It's carbohydrates. So carbohydrates would make deuterium depleted water, which is double hydrogen, and that makes the water heavy. So this is some kind of clue in there for people to understand what should be your diet, what diet you should be on to be able for your body to make its own deuterium water. I just
thank
wanted to add that.
thank
Yeah.
you.
May I add one thing? And thank you, Maya. That was amazing what you said. Yes, it's really important because some people will go buy the hydrogen packets, and I don't know if they have a long lifespan either. There was something I read about that where they don't last as long, so they need, it's just not as a good quality. They may have upgraded it now to more current time, but yeah, Maya has a lot of great information on that, and I agree with her that there's probably better ways to spend your money. Although I love hydrogen water, it's just a matter of, what you really want to focus on healing in your body. So yeah, happy researching, everybody.
Great, thank you. Karen, do you feel complete with that?
Yes. I just my son is using it, so I wanted to find out, but I'm going to do more research on it.
Yeah, excellent
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're at the top of the hour, but I'd like to get one more person on the phone if we can. Evelyn, if you're be so brave, she had a wonderful testimonial, and maybe we could hear from Evelyn if you want to take the mic. There you go. Terrific.
Thank you, Carl. Yes, I appreciate all the input that you've given me, especially on the scan. Once I decided to not be afraid of dying and to take this colon cancer to lung cancer and to finding you all and doing my research, I realized some of the mistakes that I made by not spending time researching it before I even got started with the colon cancer. Finding, getting second opinion, not just falling for the first oncologist that told me this is the way it's going to go. But I have learned. This has been 2019. I'm still here in 2025. The
And you
lung
were
cancer was diagnosed in 2020. So it was like 2 years after the colon cancer. And now another mistake I made was not pressuring my oncologist to do a scan after I finished with the colon treatment to see if the cancer had spread it somewhere else, which he refused to do. But like I said, I have learned, and I have learned to take control of my destination on this journey. And I let the doctor tell me everything, and I'm not believing everything that the doctor and the oncologist say. I'm willing to take time to research, to hear others like Beat Cancer and Annie Appleseed, to see there's a difference out there. There's a better way out there. When I realized that the last chemo treatment he gave me, he said he couldn't give me any more because of the way it cooked me up. That's when I thought, well, he can't give me any more chemo treatment. Well, thank God. Let me go and try to find something that's going to help me if I want to live longer than what he's promising me. I feel like I'm beating this. So thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you for noting that you're with us because you found us, and we're
Yes,
so happy to have you with us.
thank you.
Maybe one of the coaches can get in touch with you to maybe do something to help your voice a little bit and soothe your throat. I know that's an issue right now with you.
Yes, it is. Thank you. I will.
Thank you. Thank you again. And with that, we're at the top of the hour, and I want to thank everybody for coming and come back next week. We will be maybe changing the format of this call a little bit sometime in the future to have topics, but we love the way that we do it now, where people can get on and get their questions asked specifically for them. And we love hearing from people like Evelyn and all the wonderful stories. I've been hearing a lot of stories now that I'm talking with the patients about people that were stage 4 when they came to us, and they're still with us years and years later. It's just heartwarming for me, and it keeps me motivated to keep moving. Not like I'll ever stop. I'll drop before I stop, and there's not a big chance of me dropping unless something drops me, like a bus. So, yep. And if you're interested in joining us when you're online, just go to BeatCancer.org and you'll find weekly call right across the top. If you're interested in learning what it takes to become a coach, that's another one of the buttons right across the top. And we have a wonderful coaching community that supports each other and loves each other. And we go to events together and we all get to see each other in person and give hugs and go out to dinner and have a good time. So we welcome you to join our Beat Cancer family. If you need counseling, there's some wonderful coaches here on the phone call right now. They have their windows marked with Holistic Cancer Coach, or HCC, which means Holistic Cancer Coach. And if you see anybody on the call that you want to get in touch with and you can't remember who it is, just get in touch with us at support@BeatCancer.org. And with that, I wish you all good night and good health, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.